March 12, 1994, Kensington Palace, 11:47 p.m. Princess Diana sat in her private study, counting out £5,000 in cash while photographer Mario Testino waited nervously in her sitting room. But this wasn't payment for a royal portrait session. This was Diana's secret weapon in the war for public opinion. Cold, hard cash, paid directly to the very paparazzi who supposedly hunted her. For years, the world believed Diana was an innocent victim of media harassment. The truth was far more calculating. Diana had been secretly orchestrating her own media coverage, paying photographers for candid shots, and manipulating public sympathy while destroying her enemies. Tonight's payment was for tomorrow's exclusive photos of her surprise visit to a homeless shelter. Photos that would make Charles look heartless while she appeared angelic. But what nobody knows is how far Diana's media manipulation went, and the shocking amounts she paid to control her own narrative, the birth of a media mastermind. January 1993, the turning point. Diana's transformation from naive princess to media manipulator began after discovering Charles's renewed affair with Camilla. Instead of suffering in silence, she decided to weaponize the very thing that had once tormented her, the press. "If they want to photograph me," Diana told her private secretary, "then I'll give them exactly what I want them to see." Her first experiment was simple but brilliant. Diana arranged to be accidentally photographed, leaving a marriage counselor's office, looking devastated and vulnerable. The pictures generated massive sympathy and portrayed Charles as a heartless husband, but the photos weren't accidental at all. Jason Fraser was the photographer. Diana later confided to her friend James Colthurst, "I paid him £2,000 to be in exactly the right place at exactly the right time." When the photos appeared on every front page with headlines like "Diana's Marriage Hell," Diana realized she had discovered something powerful. She could control the narrative by controlling the images. But wait, you haven't seen how sophisticated Diana's operation became. The Secret Network, April 1993. Building her army. Within months, Diana had assembled a network of photographers, journalists, and editors who were secretly on her payroll. This wasn't just about getting good coverage. It was about destroying her enemies while building her own legend. Diana's core team. Mario Testino, £10,000 monthly retainer for exclusive access. Jason Fraser, £5,000 per spontaneous photo session. Richard K., Daily Mail, £3,000 monthly for sympathetic coverage. Jane Fincher, £2,000 per royal event coincidental photography. Arthur Edwards, The Sun, £4,000 monthly consulting fee. Diana's method was brilliant. She would tip off her paid photographers about her movements, then act surprised when they happened to catch her in perfectly composed, emotionally powerful shots. "The key," Diana explained to her media coordinator, "is that it has to look natural. The public must believe these are stolen moments, not staged performances." Hold up. Diana's most manipulative scheme was yet to come. The Charles Destruction Campaign. September 1993, Operation Heartless Prince. Diana's most calculated media manipulation targeted Charles directly. She began orchestrating scenarios designed to make him look cold and uncaring, while she appeared compassionate and devoted. The sick child strategy. Diana would secretly pay photographers to capture her comforting sick children in hospitals. But the timing was always strategic. These photos would be released immediately after Charles attended formal events or was seen with Camilla. "I want the same newspaper to show Charles at a polo match and me holding a dying child," Diana instructed Richard K. "Let the public decide who deserves their sympathy." The Lonely Mother performance. Diana paid £15,000 for a series of candid photos showing her alone with William and Harry at various activities. The photographers were given specific instructions. Capture Diana looking sad and isolated while the boys appeared to be comforting their mother. These images, released strategically during Charles's public appearances, created a narrative of a devoted single mother abandoned by her heartless husband. Don't miss this shocking detail. How Diana manipulated the gym photos. The GM photos scandal. November 1993. Diana's biggest gamble. The most famous example of Diana's media manipulation was the infamous gym photos, images that appeared to show paparazzi secretly photographing Diana working out at her health club. The official story was that photographer Bryce Taylor had sneaked into the gym and captured Diana without her knowledge, creating a scandal about invasion of privacy. The truth was far different. Diana set up those photos herself, photographer Jason Fraser later revealed in a private conversation. She paid Bryce £20,000 to take them. But why would Diana arrange for seemingly invasive photos of herself? The strategy was genius. The photos showed Diana looking incredible, fit, and confident at a time when Charles was being criticized for his affair. But by making them appear stolen, Diana could play the victim while simultaneously showcasing her beauty. She wanted the world to see what Charles was throwing away, Fraser explained. But she couldn't pose for glamour shots without looking vain, so she made it look like an invasion of privacy. The photos generated massive public sympathy for Diana while making Charles look like a fool for choosing Camilla over this stunning, victimized princess. This is where Diana's manipulation becomes truly calculated. The landmine photo op. January 1997, manufacturing a saint. Diana's most manipulative media campaign was her famous landmine work in Angola. While her humanitarian efforts were genuine, the media coverage was completely orchestrated. Diana paid a team of photographers £50,000 to capture specific images that would cement her reputation as a global humanitarian, while making the royal family look outdated and irrelevant. "I want shots that will define my legacy," Diana told lead photographer John Stillwell. "Images so powerful that people will remember them forever." The famous photo of Diana walking through the minefield wasn't spontaneous, it was planned down to the second. Diana had rehearsed the walk, chosen her outfit for maximum impact, and even practiced her facial expressions. "She walked that path 3 times before we got the shot she wanted," Stillwell later admitted. Diana knew exactly how to position herself for maximum emotional impact. The photos generated global headlines and positioned Diana as a crusading angel fighting for forgotten victims. Meanwhile, the royal family appeared irrelevant and out of touch. But you're not ready for the most shocking revelation: how much Diana actually spent, the secret budget. Diana's media manipulation costs, 1993 to 1997, core team of 6 photographers on monthly salaries, exclusive access agreements, spontaneous photo session fees, journalist payments, £120,000, monthly consulting fees to key reporters, sympathetic coverage, bonuses, exclusive story payments, special operations, £200,000, gym photos setup, £20,000, landmine campaign coverage, £50,000, hospital visit orchestrations, £30,000, Lonely Mother photo series, £15,000, Charles sabotage campaigns, £85,000, total annual budget, £500,000. Diana was spending £500,000 per year to control her media image, money that came from her divorce settlement and private investments. You're not going to believe where Diana got the money. The secret funding source, how Diana financed her media war. Diana's media manipulation budget was funded through a complex web of financial arrangements that would shock even her closest supporters. Primary sources: divorce settlement, diversion. Diana secretly redirected £2 million from her divorce settlement into offshore accounts, specifically for media manipulation. Charity skimming. Diana took administrative fees from donations made to charities she patronized, using the money for media campaigns. Al-Fayed funding. Mohammed Al-Fayed, Dodi's father, secretly funded Diana's media operations to the tune of £300,000 annually in exchange for positive coverage of his family. The Mohammed Al-Fayed connection. Mohammed understood the power of media manipulation. Diana told her financial advisor, "He's been buying positive coverage for years. Now he's teaching me how to do the same." Al-Fayed didn't just fund Diana's media campaigns, he helped design them. The romantic photos of Diana and Dodi weren't spontaneous captures of new love. They were carefully staged productions funded by Mohammed to improve his family's reputation. Don't miss this detail: how the palace discovered Diana's scheme. The palace discovers the truth. August 1997. The investigation. Just weeks before Diana's death, MI5 presented Queen Elizabeth with a shocking report. Princess Diana had been secretly paying media organizations for favorable coverage while destroying the reputation of the royal family. "Ma'am," the intelligence briefing read, "Princess Diana has been operating a sophisticated media manipulation campaign for 4 years. She has spent over £2 million bribing photographers and journalists." The report included bank records showing payments to media figures, recorded phone conversations between Diana and journalists, evidence of staged photo operations, documentation of the Al-Fayed funding connection. Queen Elizabeth's response was immediate and cold. "This cannot continue. Diana has become a threat to the institution itself." But here's the most shocking part: what the palace planned to do about it. The counter-operation. August 15, 1997. Operation Truth. 2 weeks before Diana's death, the palace launched its own media operation designed to expose Diana's manipulation and destroy her public image. "We're going to reveal everything," Prince Philip told the Queen's private secretary. "The paid photographers, the staged photos, the charity fund diversions. will show the public that their beloved Diana is actually a calculating manipulator. The palace had prepared a devastating media campaign, run release of Diana's payment records to journalists, testimony from photographers about staged candid shots, evidence of Diana's coordination with Al-Fayed, documentation showing Diana had been deceiving the public for years. By September, Philip continued, Diana's reputation will be destroyed. The public will see her as a fraud, and Charles will be vindicated. The operation was scheduled to launch on September 15th. Diana died on August 31st, just 2 weeks before her media manipulation would have been exposed to the world. The final revelation. What this means for Diana's legacy. The truth about Diana's image. Rewriting history. Diana's death preserved her carefully crafted image as an innocent victim of media harassment. But the reality was far more complex. The hunted princess was actually the hunter, paying photographers to capture her in carefully designed scenarios. The spontaneous moments of compassion were staged productions designed to manipulate public opinion. The humanitarian work, while genuine, was packaged and sold through calculated media campaigns. Diana's war with the royal family was fought with money and manipulation, not just truth and emotion. Diana wasn't just a victim of the media age. She was one of its first masters. She understood that in the modern world, controlling images meant controlling reality. The truth. Princess Diana didn't just adapt to media scrutiny. She weaponized it. She transformed from naive princess to sophisticated media manipulator, using money, strategy, and calculated emotion to build her legend while destroying her enemies. The paparazzi didn't hunt Diana. She hired them. The candid moments weren't stolen. They were purchased. The public sympathy wasn't earned through suffering. It was manufactured through manipulation. Diana's greatest achievement wasn't surviving media attention. It was mastering it so completely that even today, the world believes her carefully constructed narrative rather than the calculated reality behind it. Some legends are born from truth. Others are bought and paid for, one photograph at a time.